Hi everyone, today I am going to talk about how to transition from a diet to a new lifestyle. And I will tell you a little bit about the difference between a diet and a lifestyle and how you can easily make that shift yourself if you really want to make a change in your life. So the reason that I wanted to bring this up is that I have actually had this question a few times that how do I change my diet into a lifestyle? How do I do this? And I want to kind of say that a diet, the way that most people speak about a diet, is far from the same as a lifestyle. So I'm going to explain the difference. But first, if you are interested in health, nutrition, and living a life without sugar and processed foods, I think that you should subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and you should definitely give the video a thumbs up and then share it with everyone you know. Put it on your playlist, have them playing all day long, and just listen to what I have to say or what my interviews with other people might have to say as well, although I don't have too many of them yet. Hopefully we have a few more coming up very soon. So the majority of people that want to lose weight, for example, they lose weight and then they will gain it back again. And unfortunately, that is the sad statistics. And in my opinion, it's because most people are addicted to food in some sort of form. So if you weren't food addicted, you would not have this problem. If you were not food addicted, you would be able to eat food just to fuel your body, rather than as an entertainment, something that you do because you're bored or because you feel sorry for yourself, you're upset, whatever it might be. Or just because you think that it tastes so amazing that you can't live without it. All of those are kind of signs of you being addicted to the dopamine that you're getting from eating these foods. So if you go on a diet, you lose weight, you go back to your old lifestyle, you're going to get your old results. That's just how it is. And unfortunately, no amount of dieting is going to help you not going back to where you were if you can continue doing what you were doing before you went on a diet. So that's probably where the question comes from. How do I transition into a new lifestyle? And so I just want to say that a diet really isn't a good idea. I think we should go straight into, or have the mindset of wanting to go straight into a new lifestyle to get the results that we want, rather than see it as a diet. So when we go on a diet, we usually see this as something that we do for a specific period of time, and we have a specific goal in mind. Most commonly, it's probably weight loss, but it might be to improve your health in some sort of way. And we kind of think that once we have reached this goal, we're done with the diet and we can go back to eating normally again. And then somehow, magically, we will be able to keep the benefits of what we have achieved, but it doesn't work that way. So when you're introducing the old crap foods that you ate previously that made you overweight or sick, you're going to get overweight and sick again. So let's just be really clear about that. So in order to prevent this, you want this new lifestyle. You want to be on some sort of diet that is a lifestyle, because you don't want to be dieting for the rest of your life. And often it's because we are going on very extreme diets. And they are not usually sustainable long term. Many people are going on very low, calorie diets, or even crazier, like the pineapple diet or something stupid like that. And we just eat pineapple for 3 weeks or whatever it is, and of course you're gonna lose weight, but it's not gonna be good weight, and you are going to put it all back again because you're gonna start eating again. You just stopped eating. You are suppressing your metabolism so that you're not even burning a lot of energy, but just pineapple is not going to give you a lot of energy. You will still be a sugar burner, which is even worse. So you would be tired and grumpy probably doing this diet. So of course you're not going to want to stay on it, and no one should stay on a pineapple diet. So to make it easy to distinguish between a diet and a lifestyle, a diet is something that we see as a temporary solution to something, and people are willing to put themselves through this using willpower because they want that goal that they think that they will get by the end of it. Excuse me. Whereas a lifestyle is something that is permanent and ongoing, and it's something that you will continue doing. It's not something that you will stop doing after a while. So if you have a specific lifestyle, which includes a specific diet, and you are getting results on that diet, you're going to maintain those results, okay? So when you are on a diet, and most people don't enjoy being on a diet, you're kind of forcing yourself to follow through on things just for the better good so that you can get the results, and you will probably kind of resent it. You will have a lot of thoughts like, I want to eat that cake, it looks so good. You will feel like you're sacrificing yourself, and you're doing something good for you, but it's so painful. You're becoming a martyr, and you're still hungry, but you can't eat it now. You have to wait until you're off that diet, then you can eat it again, and then I just have to be good for a couple of more weeks, and then I can eat like normal again. And once this bloody diet is over, I'm going to reward myself with pizza and ice cream. Yeah, very good idea. So we're having all these thoughts, and they're all coming from deprivation and resentment and kind of not wanting to be on a diet. It's like we're forcing ourselves to do it because we want the result, and we're going to suffer the whole way through this diet, because that's what you do when you're dieting. No one is ever going to say, I'm going to go on a diet and it's going to be so much fun. Who does that? I haven't met anyone. So a lifestyle, however, is something that you decide that you want to do for yourself. You want to do it long term. It can include a lot more than just diet. So my lifestyle right now is, I've changed a lot of things in 2020 because I have specific goals that I want to achieve, and I want to turn into a much more productive, and if you want to use the word disciplined person. Actually, it's not foreign to me. The foreign part is actually going up between 5 and 6 in the morning every day. Excuse me. But what isn't foreign to me is to be very goal oriented and driven and focused on what I want to do. I have somewhat lost that the last few years a bit, because there has been a lot going on, a lot of circumstances shifting and changing, etc. And well, I'm not going to go into all of that. I could do that in another video. But actually, since leaving Sweden probably 12-13 years ago, that has gone up and down a bit, and it had a lot to do with how I was handling the first move abroad, which I think was fairly good, but my confidence with English wasn't great, and I felt like I couldn't really express myself, and that kind of weighed quite heavily on me and kind of suppressed me a bit. And I'm trying to now, like 12-13 years later, I'm trying to kind of find my way back into the person that, or at least in my head, the person that I was then, and adding on top of that to become even more efficient at what I'm doing as well. So my lifestyle right now is that I'm getting up every day, no matter what day of the week it is, between 5 and 6 a.m. I am taking my dogs for a walk in the morning. It's not a very long walk, it's maybe 25 to 30 minutes walk. And then I am doing 15 minutes of some sort of mobility, stretching, light exercise type of training, just to get myself going, kind of waking up and loosening up my joints, etc. And then I usually, I'm trying another thing as well. I'm trying to journal every morning. I'm still not quite getting into it, but I'm going to keep doing that for a bit of time. Everyone says that it's doing wonders. I need someone to help me with that because for some reason I don't seem to kind of get into it, but I'm doing it anyway. And then I'm having 1 hour of focus time where I'm doing work for what I want to be doing, like making videos for you, etc. So, and after that I'm going to work if it's Monday to Friday anyway. So I usually I'm trying to bike to work at least 4 days out of 5. I usually do the shopping, so I like to take the car once a week so that I can, get the groceries home. I'm going to the gym 3 times per week, and sometimes I take long lunches at work because most days I can choose my hours pretty well myself. And if it's a really beautiful day, I might have a 2.5 hour lunch break where I'm taking the dogs to the beach. I might go for a swim at lunch and then I come back to work and do some more work. And that kind of fits into what I want my lifestyle to be. I want to be able to enjoy this beautiful area that I'm living in. And what better way to do that than having a long, nice break in the middle of the day and then go back to work. It is sometimes a little bit hard to go back to work, but I can do it. And I eat mostly just meat with the addition of some blueberries or other berries every now and then. I have limited myself to 3 times per week because I've noticed that I easily get addicted to the blueberries as well. In my head, I do want to eat them every day. Once I start, I just kind of expect them to be there and I want them. So I'm putting a little cap on myself, mostly because I don't want to fuel this addictive behavior. And I'm not getting addicted to blueberries the same way as I am to sugar, thankfully. So I also practice some sort of intermittent fasting. I'm not eating breakfast, lunch, dinner. Occasionally I do that. I've noticed when I'm having my period, I get really, really hungry. I don't actually have that many sugar cravings anymore, which is amazing. But I do get very, very hungry. So I just allow myself to have a day where I'm having 3 meals. I'm having like eggs and bacon for breakfast, and I might have some sort of meat for lunch, and then for dinner again. And that happens, but most of the time I'm doing some sort of intermittent fasting. It might be between 16 and 24 hours, something like that. And then just because we live very near a park and we want to use that, I'm walking the dogs there, but every Thursday during summers they have like a market and they have a lot of food stalls. So we said, like, you know what, we want to enjoy being where we are and doing the things that you can do around here very easily. And it's really it's a lifestyle choice. It's something that you want to do. Go to the park on a Thursday afternoon / evening, get some food, whatever they have there, and just eat it in the park. It's just kind of a thing. It's a social thing that we do together, and I wouldn't want to give that up. We're not doing it every Thursday, maybe every other week right now. So that's in my plan as well, that I allow myself to do that. I don't necessarily have but I'm not going for, they do have a lot of food stalls with, the sweet stuff as well. I haven't done that. My goal this year is to teach myself to not want sugar anymore, so that would kind of defeat the purpose. I'm staying away from that, even though I'm having eat whatever food you like. I'm still trying to choose something that is not too bad. So as you can tell, my days are pretty much full on all day. So I make a point of spending my evenings relaxing with my partner, and then I am in bed by 10 p.m. every day, or before, but no later than 10 p.m. That's my kind of cutoff point, because from 10 to 5, 7 hours, that's kind of my limit. I want to be able to get something close to 7 hours of sleeping at least. That's where I tend to kind of wake up on my own without the alarm going off now. And on the weekends, I'm trying to be outside as much as possible. We like hanging out on the beach, go kayaking, walking, and we're really, blessed to live in an area such as Nelson in New Zealand, that is as beautiful as it is, and has to, we have water, we have mountains, we have everything pretty much next to us. So I really want to use that. That's why I love Nelson so much. Plus, Nelson is very sunny, and I wouldn't have moved back here if I didn't want all of those things. So I'm making a point of making sure that I am actually enjoying it as well. So that is my lifestyle. So as you see, it's not just about diet. Diet is just a tiny little part of it. So the lifestyle that I have chosen allows me to enjoy my life to the fullest, that I can right now. Obviously, I need to make some money to pay for my bills, and that is 40 hours that I'm actually locked up in a lab. But I am fortunate enough to be able to actually pick and choose my hours a little bit, because I am the only one in that lab, so I can choose when I'm working and when I'm doing what I need to do. So I think I am really, really lucky that I can do that, and I'm going to use it to its max. And it also allows me to be fit and healthy and have lots of, good breaks throughout the day. I can do some work in the morning, then I come into work, do that kind of work, then go off to the gym or the beach or whatever, come back, do some more work, etc. So I'm breaking it up, and that makes the days go much quicker, and it feels so much better in general for me anyway. So this is just how I live now, and I have actively chosen to live my life like this because of the benefits that it's giving me. I'm a night owl by preference. I wouldn't ever go up at 5-6 a.m. in the morning by choice. But in order for me to get the results that I want in my life, I have to do that, because I am most focused and able to produce things most efficiently in the morning. If I tried to, if I went up at 7 or 8 or whatever, 7, then I could be at work at the same time, but then I would come home and try to do an hour of work after work. I couldn't do that. So this is my compromise. I don't want to call it a sacrifice, because that just has such a negative, feeling about it. And that would make me feel like I'm a victim to my circumstances, and I don't really want to see it like that. I want to see it as something neutral, and it's something that, that's what I have to do in order to be able to do those things that I want to do and get all those things that I strive for done. And I'm completely happy with it. I'm completely at ease and content with my choices. So it obviously allows me to feel like I'm in control, and that I am the one who decides whether I will reach my goals or not. This lifestyle is actually turning me into a new person, as opposed to what sort of person I was living my old lifestyle. And this makes me, it really does makes a difference. I feel so much more productive, like I'm achieving things every single day, and that in itself is really motivating. So just think about, what have you done or been doing in the past that have given you the results that you have right now. And if you don't like those results, you obviously have to take different actions. And what better way of doing that than actually changing your lifestyle? Because if it is your lifestyle, it will become a habit, and you will just do it. You don't have to think about it anymore, right? So then it's going to be a no-brainer. It's just something that you do every day. It's like, I just get up at 5 a.m. every morning. I have a new morning routine that I just told you about, and I just do it. I don't debate whether I should do it or not. I just get on with it, because I know that's what I'm doing, so I'm just going to do it. And it's quite awesome, because you really don't have to spend any time thinking about whether you should be doing it or not. So a lifestyle is a way of living and a set of habits, and living within a certain framework, if you like, that you have decided yourself that is what you want it to be. So if my lifestyle includes a diet that consists of only animal products, berries, and on occasion a weekly meal out, that's what I will be doing. I never debate whether I'm gonna have a takeaway on a Tuesday evening or having ice creams in the evenings. I already decided. That's not part of my lifestyle. I'm not doing that. The key is to know what is part of your lifestyle and what isn't. So everything that is part of your lifestyle that fits in there, those are the things that you can do or do on a regular basis, and those are the things that you know that will turn you into a person that you want to be, and they will give you the results that you want in your life. The things that are not part of your lifestyle are usually things that you don't want in your life, because obviously you have excluded them from your lifestyle because they don't give you the results that you want. Okay, so you have already pre-qualified everything that is going on. Does it fit into your lifestyle or not? You probably already know if you have thought about what your lifestyle is. So you can just, like, someone offers you, so let's say just last week I had a co-worker quitting with lots of different cakes, of all kind of cakes. I don't even know how many different ones there were. That was a challenge, actually, and I haven't even had that many cravings. And it wasn't like I guess I had cravings when I saw them. When I was looking at them, I was just looking and thinking, that looks really yummy. I wonder what it tastes like. Because there are so many strange baked goods, and I haven't even tasted half of them in my life. And then I had the thought, like, I would never go and buy this myself. So the only way I would ever find out what that tastes like is if I had one now. Now I didn't, and I'm really proud of myself for not doing that, because it is so much harder to turn down free cookies and cakes that someone puts in front of my nose than not buying it myself when I'm in the supermarket. I don't really know why. It's like, maybe it's the, oh, free food, I'm gonna eat as much as I can, because that's how we are pretty much wired. It's there, I don't have to make a sacrifice to get it. It's just there, and I can eat as much as I want from it. So that's not part of my lifestyle. It wouldn't serve my purpose. It wouldn't help me reach my goal or whatsoever. So if I had eaten those cakes, I would have been further from my goal than I was before I ate those cakes. So I chose to not do it. And I'm not proud to say that I wasn't actually, I was so busy talking to my co-worker, the one that's leaving, that I was kind of pushing it away. I was ignoring it rather than allowing the cravings. I'm gonna admit that, because I wasn't in a space where I could actually focus on that, and I haven't practiced it for a while because I haven't had any cravings. It's been brilliant, but I kind of pushed it away. So I actually kept thinking about that for a day or two. It wasn't like I had cravings and I needed to go and buy anything, but it still kept popping up as if I had missed out on something, or that I was regretting not having one. Those kind of thoughts. So I don't necessarily recommend that if you can just allow the craving and be fine with it. I'm good with it now, but it kept coming back, and that tells me that I was just rejecting it rather than allowing it. So that's not a great thing. So if I want to make an exception, I can. For those of you who know me, you know that if I want to eat something that is not part of my lifestyle, so if I want to have cake or whatever, I can decide to do that 24 hours in advance. And it is my birthday in approximately 3 weeks, probably a bit less, and I already decided that I'm going to have cake, but I am when I'm eating my cake, I am going to do my work on the cake and really like overanalyze what it tastes like, etc. to kind of help me with my goal, which is to not want sugar anymore. So if I can overanalyze what it really tastes like and break it down, I can just, see for what it is, and that is probably just going to taste very sweet and being very sugary and not taste as good as I remember it. That's my plan anyway. Anyway, so if you have achieved your goal on a specific diet and you want to maintain that benefit that you got from the diet without staying on the diet, you will have to transition to a new lifestyle that will allow you to maintain that benefit. Yeah? Because the old lifestyle didn't give you the results that you want. It gave you the results that you had then. You cannot go back to that. So a way of thinking about this is think about someone who has what you want to have. Someone who's maintaining their health or the weight or whatever it might be by practicing a certain diet. What does their lifestyle look like? What do you imagine that they are doing to maintain the results that they have? And can you apply it to your life or kind of modify it to suit your life? So perhaps you need to tweak it a little bit, because often we are downplaying the effort that it takes other people to get their results. We see all sorts of celebrities and they just look so great and happy and they got perfect bodies, etc. Don't forget that they have like really personal trainers that are with them all the time, and they have people taking care of their cooking, their nutrition, etc. And they don't have time to sit and eat ice cream in front of the TV necessarily, and someone else is already taking care of sorting out their diet, so they just eat what they're given a lot of the time. So most of us don't have that luxury, even if we wanted it. I'm not sure I would want it, but you might think that this person that is the way that you want to be never eats anything sweet. They go to the gym and they work out every day of the week and they spend hours doing so, because that's the kind of perception that we get, that we have to do that to actually achieve it, which isn't true, by the way. And it doesn't even sound realistic. I don't think many people do that and are able to maintain that, but let's say that they do, just for this case. And how could you modify that and mold that into your new lifestyle? So first of all, you must make your goals a priority and choose the lifestyle that allows you to reach or maintain that specific goal. So if you have gone down to a certain weight or something with your diet that you've done, and you now want to maintain this, what do you believe that you have to do, have to eat to maintain it? Are there any other factors that affect your weight than just food? There are. Exercise to a small degree. It's not that big of a deal whether you exercise or not. It will help, but it's not going to. Exercising to lose weight is never going to work. You have to sort your diet out because it's a very important part. But also think about sleep. If you're chronically sleep deprived, you're going to be chronically insulin resistant. You're going to have chronically increased appetite, etc. So maybe by just sorting your sleep out as well and looking at that aspect of your life and incorporating that into your new lifestyle, you will be able to lose more weight without actually changing too much. Because all of a sudden your hormonal system would respond so much more better than it has up until now. There are all sorts of factors, so start doing some research. Look into what things other than diet could help me achieve this goal. Is there anything else that I need to sort out, and how do I incorporate that into my lifestyle? So when you are making your goal a priority, too tired to do whatever is no longer a valid excuse. You just throw that away. Is it a priority or not? If it's not a priority, sure, bring the excuses. But if it's a priority, you will do whatever it takes to get there. Look at me. I've started going up between 5 and 6 every morning and, walk the dogs and do a little bit of mobility exercise and, produce material for you guys early in the morning, despite having a full-time job. That's a couple of hours that I have to get up, or 2.5 hours earlier that I have to get up than if I didn't do that. It doesn't really matter if I am tired. I'm focused on getting what I want. I'm going to get up at that time. But it has forced me to go to bed earlier. I'm now going to bed 2 hours earlier than I used to. I used to go to bed at midnight. Now I am making sure that I'm in bed by 10. And for the first few weeks, remember that weeks, not days, I couldn't sleep until midnight. I was so tired because I was still setting my alarm. I was still getting up that time. At the time I set my alarm to 6 to actually get some sort of sleep. But it took me weeks and I thought, am I ever going to adjust to this? I have adjusted. Mostly. I'm still struggling falling asleep sometimes, but I do wake up on my own before the alarm goes off on most days, which is fascinating to me. So I'm doing it because it's my priority. And you may not think that you have time to do whatever it is that you need to do to prioritize, but the matter of fact is that I have just added 2.5 hours of productive time to every day in my life, and almost everyone in the world is wasting a lot of time on things that aren't important. If you were to record every minute or 15 minutes or every hour or whatever throughout the day what you have been doing, you would notice how much time you spend on things like Facebook, just scrolling through, checking your email when you actually didn't need to check it again, or watching Netflix, just basically switching off because you're too tired to do anything else. Why not use those hours, go to bed earlier, get up earlier and be productive? It works really well even for a night owl like me. So rather than being a dopamine junkie in the evening, just have a think about, maybe you can actually swap that with something that is more productive and will serve you in your life. And we usually do this because we don't have enough energy to do anything else. And we're kind of resisting going to bed too early because we feel like we're not doing anything else than sleeping and working. And we want to have that relaxation time. But what I'm saying is that if you go to bed earlier and you get up earlier and you're actually doing something productive, for me anyway, I feel so much more fulfilled and I feel like I'm accomplishing things, and it's quite an amazing feeling to go to work and know that I have already done something for me, or for my business if you like, that an hour's focused work, and I can get a lot in an hour. Not recording maybe, because now I've been talking for more than 30 minutes, so obviously that is going to take the time it takes, but other things that I need to do are becoming much more efficient. And I bet you that if you wanted to, you would be able to find the time that you need if your goal is a priority to you. It really isn't as hard as it might sound to start with. And once you become committed to living your life in this new way, you don't even have to think about it anymore. It's just, you don't have to think about your goals, because if you're doing the things that you think will take you to your goal or get you there, you will automatically move towards that constantly. You don't have to actively think about it constantly, although you're welcome to do that. But just by doing these things, you will automatically move towards it. So it will become your new habits, and eventually you're not even going to think about it. You're just going to do it. And then you're going to be surprised by what you can actually accomplish. So that was pretty much all I wanted to say, and I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you did, why don't you let me know in the comments what has been helpful, what you like about it, or if I missed something that you think I should have included, for example. And then obviously share the video with everyone you know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon.